Hello students. Now let's start the another topic of atmosphere. The isotherm line. What is isotherm line? The place which records equal temperature in a particular season are joined by a imaginary line on a map which is known as isotherm line. Isotherm some lines have some characteristics. Isotherm lines has some characteristics. Either number one, either closely spaced or widely spaced depending on the temperature difference. Due to less difference in temperature, isotherm are more widely spaced in southern hemisphere of the earth, where there are more ocean than land. In northern hemisphere, isotherm are more closely spaced for more difference in temperature. Number 2, the isotherm does not follow their east-west course in the region where they passes from countries to oceans and vice versa. Point number 3, isotherm tends to be straighter and widely spaced in southern hemisphere. Number 4, isotherm show a general decrease of temperature from equatorial to polar latitude. Due to informality of insolation, isotherm in equatorial region show little change in position from January to July. Highlands are always colder than the surrounding lowlands. These all are the characteristics of isotherm. Now discuss the topic on global warming. You all know what is global warming? It is a very harmful effect on our earth. The role of greenhouse gases. Number one, carbon dioxide, CO2. Burning, major sources from where we get these gases. Burning of fossil fuel, deforestation, respiration of living organism. Number 2, methane, CH4. Wetland, anaerobic decomposition of organic wastes. Number 3, nitrogen, nitrous oxides, NO2. Natural soil, fertilizer, fossil fuel conversion. Number 4, ozone, O3. Photochemical reaction in troposphere, transport from stratosphere. Chlorofluorocarbon, CFC. Manufacturing of foams, aerosols, particles, refrigerator, electronic solvent. Number 6, hydrochlorofluorocarbon, HCFC. Refrigerant production of polymers. Number 7, methyl chloroform, CH3CCCl3. Industrial degradation solvent. Carbon tetrachloride, CCl4, industrial solvent. Now, what is the effect of global warming on our earth? The effects of global warming. The effects of global warming are discussed below. Number 1. Melting of glacier. Global warming increases the average temperature of the Earth's atmosphere, which result in melting of ice cap and glaciers. This will submerge coastal area due to increase in level of seawater. The fluvial cyclone will be disturbed and landform will change. Many flora and fauna may be destroyed. Climate change. The northern hemisphere will become hotter than the southern hemisphere due to presence of more land masses here. Amount of rainfall in tropical region will increase by 10 to 15%. The northern country may experience flood and the southern country will experience drought in the northern hemisphere. Summer will be longer, changes of the thunderstorm and cyclone will increase. This also affects on ecosystem. Changes in climates due to the global warming may result in extinction of many species of birds, animals and plants. Effects is also effects on vegetation and agricultural product. Excessive heat may hamper the growth of coniferous tree in hilly area. Mangrove may be destroyed due to rise in the seawater level. Some crops like corn, sugarcane, jowar, bajra, etc. will have increased production, while crop like rice, wheat, barley, soybean, tobacco, jute, etc. will reduce their growth. Number 5. Spread of diseases. The germs and bacteria will become highly active and spread diseases like dengue, malaria, yellow fever, encephalitis, etc. Some tropical diseases may spread to high latitude also. Number 6. Spread of desert. Highly temperature and high rates of evaporation will turn many places arid and hence boost the spread of deserts. Number 7. Change in agricultural method. The more widespread adoption of no-till farming, an agricultural practice that involves leaving unharvested crop stock and other plants matter in the field. This method increases carbon storage in the soil by reducing soil disturbances caused by the ploughing and tilling. Growing crops for fuel known as biofuel is another potential way to replace fossil fuels. Number 8. El Nino and its global effects. El Nino is unusually warm, nutrient-poor water of northern Peru and Ecuador that appear typically in the late December. It causes climate changes in the equatorial Pacific region and beyond. Every few years, the effects of El Nino includes reversal of wind pattern across the Pacific dot in Australia and unseasonal heavy rain in South America. It is also affect their other parts of the world. Imbalance in Earth's incoming and outgoing solar radiation. Incoming ultraviolet, visible and infrared energy from the sun drives the Earth's climate system. Some of this incoming radiation is reflective of clouds. Some is absorbed by the atmosphere and others passes through the Earth's surface. Large aerosol particles in the atmosphere absorb some of the radiation. The heat generated by this absorption is emitted as long wave radiation, causing warming of the lower atmosphere, which is turn warm our planet's surface. Now, pressure belt and winds. Atmospheric pressure is measured in terms of height of the column of mercury in the glass tube of a barometer. The normal pressure at sea level is 760 mm or 1013.2 MB means millibars or 29.92 inches. Measurement of air pressure. Atmospheric pressure is measured with the help of barometer. Some barometers are 14 barometer, anaerobic barometer are used for measure the atmospheric pressure. Now discuss on the 14 barometer. 14 barometer is a type of mercury barometer in higher accuracy. There are some characteristics. This barometer has a vernier scale which gives a more accurate reading of atmospheric pressure. The mercury level in a container can be adjusted by a screw until the pointer touches the surface of the mercury. This eliminates zero error. The atmospheric pressure is measured in mmHg. Now, anaerobic barometer. It convenient to use outdoor as it does not contain any liquid. In 14 millimeter we use mercury, here it does not use any content of liquid. It is less accurate type. And other hand, the 14 barometers is a accurate, most accurate. It comprises anaerobic barometer. It compares a small metal comprises in small metal container with most of the air driven out to form a vacuum. The flat cylinder container has flexible walls which expand and contracts in response to change in the atmospheric pressure. Any increase in pressure on the outside of the box will cause the lid to move up inward and thus registering high pressure by an indicator on the resolving dials. The lid spring outward where there is low pressure. The another barometer or the modified type of anaerobic barometer are nowadays used, which is called the altimeter. It has a scale calibrated to give reading of altitude equivalent to a range of values of atmospheric pressure. It is used by the mountaineers or pilot to detect altitude. It also used for weathering forecast. Factors that affects atmospheric pressure. The temperature. Air pressure is inversely related to the temperature. Higher the temperature, lower is the air pressure. As air gets heated, it gets lighter and rises upward, thus exert less pressure. Conversely, cold air contracts, become heavier and descend, thus exert more pressure. Now, point number 2, altitude. Atmospheric pressure is inversely related to altitude. The large layer of the air are dense and upper layer. Moreover, the lower layer are compressed under the weight of the upper layer of air and exert more pressure. As we go higher up, pressure decreases by 10 mm per 110 meter rises in altitude. Thus, pressure has an inverse relation with the temperature. Number 3, water vapor. Water vapor is lighter than air. Therefore, dry air is heavier than wet air. Due to this reason, land winds are heavier than sea winds, which are laden with the water vapor. Number 4, rotation of Earth. Rotation of Earth results in swing of air outwards due to the centrifugal force. Number 4, rotation of Earth. Rotation of Earth results in swing of air outwards due to centrifugal force. This region of Earth rotating with the highest speed have a lower pressure zone. Distribution of land and water. Pressure condition on land and water on the same latitude are not the same. During summer, the land gets heated more than the water, thus a low pressure region is created on the land. The opposite condition occur in winter. Moreover, the angle of incidence of sun ray is different at different places on Earth, resulting in different of temperature, which in turn influence air pressure. These all are the effects of atmospheric pressure or factors of atmospheric pressure. Isobar. Isobar are the imaginary line drawn on map to contact places having equal pressure, the value of which are reduced to sea level. Isotherm is a imaginary line which is line drawn in the map to connect the place which has equal temperature, and now the isobar is also a imaginary line drawn in the map connect the place which have equal pressure. Large low pressure region are called trough. Huge high pressure region are called ridge. Circle line isobar is called air pressure cell. Pressure belts. In words, the world is divided into several distinct pressure belts. They are the equatorial low pressure belt, north and south the subtropical higher pressure belt, north and south the subpolar lower pressure belt, and north and south the polar high pressure belt. Now discuss on these points. The equatorial low pressure belt. The equatorial low pressure belt extends from the equator to 5 degree north and 5 degree south latitude. Low pressure prevails here due to number 1, vertical rays of the sun causes intense heating, causing air to expand and rises up a convection current. Number 2, pressure of vast expanses of water masses causes air to pick up water vapor, thus lighter air rises creating low pressure. Number 3, the deflection of rising air to the north and south of the equator as a result of rotation. Number 4, horizontal movement of air or wind is absent in this belt. So, this region remains as a region of calm and windless. This region is also called the doldrum. In equatorial region, receive always the rainfall in the evening. So, this region is also called the 4 o'clock shower region. Now, next up is it. Point is north and south subtropical higher pressure belt. Two subtropical high pressure belt extend between 25 degree north to 35 degree north and 25 degree south to 35 degree south latitudes. High pressure prevails in this belt as number 1, rising warm and moisture from the equator cools in the upper atmosphere become heavy and sink in this belt. Number 2, rising air moves towards the poles and result in peeling up the air in the subtropics. Number 3, the cold wind are forced to descend near 30 degree to 35 degree latitude. Increase high pressure. As the air descends, it become warm and its capacity of holding water vapor increase. As a result, there is no condensation and rainfall for this large result. Sahara, Kalahari, Atacama, etc. are found in this belt. Number 4, the latitude become between 30 degree north to 35 degree north is a belt of calm and calm is frequently known as the horse latitude. Why it is called the horse latitude? 35 degree north to 30 degree north to 35 degree north, this region, in this latitude region, the wind is calm and this is called the horse latitude. Why? One explanation are here. On given for this name, the day of sailing ship, the sailing ship means trading ship, used to carry the horse from the Europe to North America. These ships had faced problem due to the absence of the backing winds. So some horses are thrown into the sea and make their ship lighter, and to move the faster inward and avoid the unduly prolonged journey and problem foods and drinking water. In this season, the more day it will took the more days. So to prolong their journey and problem for less food and drinking water, they throw down the horse in the sea. So this is for this reason, this is the explanation for given this name is a horse latitude. This 30 degree north to 35 degree north, this not latitudes, that is this latitudinal region is called horse latitude. Polar pressure belt. Two subpolar low pressure belts are located between 60 degree to 70 degree north and south latitude. Because the centrifugal force and the frictional drag resulting from the rotation of the earth displace air between 60 degree to 70 degree latitude and moves towards the pole in either hemisphere. So low pressure is developed near the poles. The some air gets deflected the other way also and sink in the north and south subtropical region. Number 2, these belts are comparatively warmer than the polar belt. So air expand and rises from the belt in the both of the hemispheres. Next point, north and south. Polar high pressure belt. Two high pressure belts are found around the north pole and south pole because this region remain almost frozen all the year around due to cold dense air and high pressure exist. Number 3, the amount of water vapor in the air is also very low and cold air has less moisture holding capacity. Number 3, the rising from subpolar region descend directly at the poles due to the Earth's rotation.